またな。
Well, welcome.
You played it twice.
I know. Well, I didn't realize. The first time it was like a lag on the streaming end. Anyway, well, awesome. Well, listen, welcome everyone. Coming to you live from some fucking rock bar in Japan. I'm your host, Brick Grayson. Welcome to Toku House Party. Today I have someone fucking awesome. Someone, good friend of mine, Matt Palmer from the Immortal Red Fox. And we are talking everything MPR today. We're talking Once and Always. And of course, we're talking some indie tokusatsu and what's next for the Immortal Red Fox. So, Matt, for people who may not know you, obviously, me and you've been friends for quite a while, but for everyone, for the viewers who don't know who you are, kind of explain what you do, who the Immortal Red Fox is, and anything that you want to kind of get into.
Every time I do this, it's different. Every fun.
I know.
So, my name is Matt. I'm one of the creative minds. Original English language shonen style manga and live action tokusatsu web, now comprising all over the Immortal Red Fox. So yeah, the old guy tokusatsu friends, we did that, and usually attract moderately positive to some negative attention.
Yeah, I've been following the Immortal Red Fox since it came out because I found you because I was just watching like fan films on YouTube and I saw like, oh shit, Johnny Bosch is gonna be in this. Mm-hmm. And I watched this, I was like, yo, this is fucking tight. Then like after I started following all the hashtags on Instagram and but me and you really met through Twitter and connected through Twitter. Yeah. But like you were really the first, me and you've had this conversation before, you were really the first person in the community to really kind of do this and get the starting the trend of this, like,
a trend.
I wouldn't say trend, but like revitalization of the genre and kind of bringing into that DIY aspect that we're seeing in so many other things, and kind of you kind of set the tone for the community in the best way possible.
In the States, maybe.
Yes.
Because like maybe because there was tons of Ramen did. Deca had some great NPR morph videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like making it into that format and that style, yeah, sure. But other people were doing it first, just like tokusatsu in general, right? So, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. No, and like I meant in the context of like like how you do it. I mean, obviously, I've been watching like so many of the tokusatsu morph videos since I was a kid. Like I was raised on that stuff, dude. Like I was raised on like old Toku YouTube was like what I was raised on, man. Like I was raised on people like Dawson Rider.
I love Dawson. I love his channel.
Dude, I love Dawson Rider so much.
My shit at all, but I watch him every day. He's like it's like watching Jon Stewart in a weird way.
Yeah.
That's why I just dig him, man. It's no frills, it's no BS, it's no whatever. He makes funny quips and funny jokes. His edits are funny and he gets to the point. It's really good.
Yeah. I've been watching Dawson. God, I'm 25 now. I've been watching Dawson since I was like 10, 11, which is fucking crazy. Like
you're a baby.
I know.
You
I've been so. Also, I wanted to bring up one more thing. This episode is also sponsored by the Al Combo. If you aren't following Al on Twitter, go follow him. He puts out awesome tokusatsu merchandise, and he had sent me the new Tajador fucking Kamen Rider O's with Grayson on the back, because And so yeah, this is going to be available soon. Pre-orders are dropping real soon. Go get yourself one. You may not be able to get it customized, but still get one and support Al. He is also working Ranger Stop. So if you're going to Ranger Stop, go buy something from him. He's printing out some really cool shit. He's doing a lot of he's single-handedly like managed to kind of build this kind of brand, and like he's doing things that like Team Kamen Rider hasn't been able to do. Like this is something that we've never gotten before in like the community and the fandom, and it's just exciting, and it's something worthwhile to support.
It's a style thing to do a hockey jersey like that, man. And like I know you get it, but when I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh, this is the stuff like hardcore kids would wear to shows, and people would be like, what the fuck is that? And you'd be like, you don't need. I'm gonna punch your face in during that breakdown though.
Yeah. And like no, and like, and that's the funny thing, and I love seeing like intersectionality from like my different little communities I'm entrenched in, because those are like something like that's just really, really cool. And like, and I know people from like hardcore bands who bought his JetX shirt. I was put some people on. I was like, yo, this is like some heat, and he did like a full blown JetX rip. You've seen, I've worn it, like, and it's so cool. It's so cool what he's doing.
Yeah, and more of that, you know.
Yeah.
More cool merch designs.
Yeah.
More people doing interesting shit, because if anything that the last week has shown us is that Tokusatsu is more than healthy and more than alive in virtually every space of our popular culture.
Yeah.
Look at that photo shoot that the Daniels were involved in with I can't remember her name.
Jennifer Coolidge, whatever.
Right. You know, between that, the anniversary special, how well it's doing. But,
yeah.
You know, like it's pretty. So more artistic stuff, please and thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And Al has so much other shit coming. I've been really grateful I'm really grateful to have been like watching him grow as a designer and watching him grow his brand. And you know, it's one of those things that like I tried doing and I couldn't do it. And you know what? Al really embraced it and really took over, and people are buying his stuff. Stickosaurus is been wearing his Abba Ranger, wore an Abba Ranger shirt. Al made the Abba Ranger vs. Hurricaneer shirt. I told you a couple of the other cosplayer kids are wearing them. So like he's picking up. I think once he does this con, I think that's when it's going to really explode. He has a lot of other stuff coming too. So everyone really be on the lookout for what Al's putting out, because it's important for the community. Nice. Really important. But to piggyback off what you said about how Tokusatsu is live and thriving, that's 100% true. You know, I've talked about this here before. I mean, you've had this conversation many times. I mean, you've hung out.
Basically,
but what was that?
I said it's basically all we talk about when we.
Yeah, and it's incredible because, you know, we say, oh, you know, we have as a community, we often put such high demands. I've seen just like, oh, we should get an American Kamen Rider adaptation. Like, and none of that stuff is. And none of that stuff. The way Tokusatsu exists right now is the future. I think that what a lot of Toku fans in the 90s wanted, right? Like, you know, like we're getting accessible via streaming services now. Right. Tubi TV has every single 90s Sentai series from Jetman all the way to Hurricaneer. That's a fucking victory. Legally, like subbed, like that's a massive win. Shin Kamen Rider. Oh, sorry.
I don't think that like. You know, we really do have a lot, and like,
yeah,
like if anybody bitches about it, number one, shut up. Don't bitch about it. Don't bitch about it. Don't tweet these fucking people, you idiot. What are you doing? Right? Yeah, you can watch Ultraman the world over, new stuff week to week. If you want to watch the Toei stuff week to week, there's ways to do that.
Yeah,
you know, we're getting Tokusatsu releases coming to theaters. Kamen Rider, Shin Ultraman, amazing experience in theaters. It's fucking awesome. I said it a couple of years ago with Squall that like it's a great time to be a fan, and this is all thanks to people like Shout Factory, and like them or hate them, Kamen Rider tries, Tension Justice Unlimited tries really really hard, and I think they're doing a great job.
Shouts out Keith. Shouts out Keith Justice. Keith is a homie. I love Keith, man. Keith. I think that's another person that's really important.
You in general, man. I love what they're putting out.
Yeah.
I like to watch. I watched Joel from Garage Hero, who's a good friend of mine, go and build Kamen Rider Gates model for a few hours and listen to him talk. And there was some music on, interacting with the cat. It was fun, right?
Yeah.
Stick, same thing. Like I will always go and watch Stick's channel when he's working in his shop and do things. It's just really cool. K20, same thing. I will always rep K20, waiting about getting Red Fox pack with. I gotta order because we're gonna do a ska John. We're not just gonna have a pack.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we're doing a fucking ska John. So, like, there's just so many people out there that are really really awesome. They do great stuff.
Like Colin Bass. Colin Bass and his team.
He's hilarious. Such a funny dude. And he's really nice. He's really fucking nice. So, and plus you get to meet all these other people on that side of stuff. Like, from Common and the people from Art School Dropouts, all of these folks. And there's so many more now, which makes it super cool. So.
Yeah, and it's really and Tokusatsu as a community, though, it's a really unique thing to watch because, you see so many other fandoms are so divisive and so bad, but like because we're such a niche little genre, and we're such a niche little thing, we also have the ability to make friendships, and like because of the size of our fandom, right? Know, in reality, we're so small, but I love the Toku community.
This community is personified most of the time in, chat rooms. And like, that's where the pot gets stirred and shit gets said and blah, blah, blah. But that's also, you're like, oh, this dude's fucking cool. I'll work with him. That's how I've met every single person. And it was all like Kevin Bacon. Because guy who worked on our first couple of comics is the guy who introduced me to like 2 or 3 other folks, one of which is doing the primary amount of all of our Unreal Engine based animation, our kaiju fight. Stuff like that.
That's fucking awesome.
The music stuff, met this guy on Twitter from collab groups. And like in the circle of other comic creators, open creators. He's exploring every like awesome, like he's incredible. And, like
that's fucking awesome,
dude. It's so rad, so fun. That's why I'm always like, hey, I got to build this thing in the garage. I got to borrow you and your computer.
Yeah, I mean, I have a chair. I mean, we're gonna do it. I mean, yeah. So be on the lookout for that, guys. And just for reference, him and I live like an hour from each other. We see each other, and we're friends in real life too. Yeah.
We are the East Coast Gaz and Big Dog.
Yeah,
Gazbot and Big Dog on the East Coast. But
I love our community, and I loved the community's response for once and always.
Yes.
But okay, so now we're on to the main topic.
Yeah, so how do you want to because I gotta know, man. I don't want to go off on tangents because there's definitely points I want to hit. So
I mean, I'll start off with my feelings. I'll start off with my feelings. If you want to, you feel free to interject. Of course, I want to hear. We've both been saving our stories. Our opinions. But so once and always, a very special 30th anniversary special for Power Rangers, long awaited actually, has debuted on Wednesday on Netflix, and it was a phenomenal tribute to the series. It featured the return of Walter Jones, David Yost after 30 years, Catherine Sutherland, Steve Cardenas. I'm a Cardenas guy. You know, like and then the debut of Charlie Kirsch as Min, Trini's daughter, Barbara Goodson, Richard Horvitz, Ron fucking Wasserman came back and did the fucking soundtrack. God, I musical genius, and the man gets zero credit for what he's done for pop culture.
I've been rocking Wasserman for like 2 weeks straight every day.
Every day at the gym. It's been yeah, dude. I and I will say this, like Vaughn said in the comment too. I'm one of those people that's like, I'm so MMPR'd out because it feels like everything we get is MMPR. But something about this didn't feel. It was very tasteful in the sense they gave it back to us, right? They were like, here, we're going to do something really special. And we saw another side of Simon Bennett, Alan Dale, and Becca Barnes. Like, we saw another side of their writing. And I mean, like, that was like, they put a lot more effort into this than they have done than they did for, you know, a lot of the other seasons they had worked on. But obviously, because this is an anniversary special, I loved the story. I think it was casual friendly. I think it was a good place for like people who are like, okay, I watched this I watched this pretty heavily when it was on. Let me go check it out. Like, and know, obviously, you know, about Jason, David Frank, whatever. Like, people know, you know,
right.
for that kind of fan, right?
Right.
And obviously, there are some points in the hour special that people are going to kind of be like, okay, I don't get the references here, but you know, for the majority of it, it was a really good throwback. I thought the way that Zach was written was Walter stole the show. I would like he can act 30 years fucking later. Like he deserves more roles.
Yes, Walter. Fucking chef's kiss, bro.
Like that was
amazing. Did great.
Like that scene he did with Min in the command center, where he was like, "That's not justice what you want; it's revenge that you're seeking."
No,
and
he was the star. He was the fucking star. Hands down.
Yeah, hands down the fucking star. Best out of fucking 2023. And I thought there were several interesting points that were being made. A lot of the writing made sense, right? Like, we all knew Billy was going to be a tech executive somehow in the future. Like, we all knew, and that was kind of the default future we all knew Billy was going to have. Zach, I mean, you know what? When you get two to two together, I realized that he was a congressman. That the World Peace Conference and the congressman thing makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky being a firefighter was actually kind of funny. Didn't really expect that.
I could totally see that.
You do? Yeah. I think that's fucking funny. Oh, there he is. There he is, the man of the hour. But then, like, Catherine, she was just, you know, soccer momming it for Tommy and JJ. And then, you know, Min was a student, and it was really incredible because not only, like, it felt like David Yost never left. It felt like he was 30 years later, he was Billy. And then same with Walter too. It was like, it was Walter. The one thing I did have a gripe with, though, was Adam and Aisha didn't get a big enough part in it. And then so that leaves, so what they're, I mean, you know my opinions on Johnny. I just want to see more Adam because Adam is great. But you know, I love the fight scene in the fucking juice bar.
Yeah.
Best. Stole the fucking episode. Like, that was a good scene.
That was a really good scene. You know, my favorite part of that scene was being able to see Walter do a backflip and see Steve's faces. Because Rocky's the MacGuffin of this fucking movie, dog. Like he is in character. I don't know if you've ever met Steve Cardenas before.
I have.
Okay, so he's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And he's kind of intimidating doing jiu-jitsu. You know, so but at cons and shows and stuff, he's Rocky. So like it was just cool to see. He actually lives in the same city as or did before he moved away as ASJ.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which is pretty funny.
This is my city. I'm the only Red Ranger around these parts.
Yeah, well, no, he's gonna be locked up.
Vaughn said Steve is a trip. He's done karaoke with him. Oh yeah, I've met Steve at Ranger Stop. Steve is fucking hysterical. He like now that I realize like he really like that's like he really is Rocky in real life. It's like it's
he's funny.
Goofball.
He really is.
Fucking goofball.
But yeah, go on, man. Sorry, I cut you off.
You're okay. So what I thought was really cool is that like Rita was like going back and like obviously it felt like Billy was Tony Stark in this, which makes sense, right? Then Robo Rita was his Ultron, which I hate making a Marvel comparison, but that's very what it felt drawn in comparison to. Like he was trying to bring back Zordon, but like inevitably brought back like the evil spirit of Rita.
But the thing is if you know what you're watching, none of that shit matters.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
When they showed the tube in the flashback and it did like the whole and you thought you were gonna see Zordon again, I was like, oh shit, that's not good. And then it turned black and purple. I was like, that's really bad. Like, it was awesome. Like, I understand the Marvel comparison, but for me, I was just so locked into this thing, man. I think, and that was the undeniable quality, was that, like, it was so just satisfying overall watching this piece that, like, I find it hard to find things wrong with it. Let me put it that way.
No, and that's completely fair. And like so the thing that like really stood out to me, and I noticed, and you really have to notice it, is that they use voice clips of Jason and Amy, of Tommy and Kim, in some of the fight scenes, and they use like this like his signature like Kia, and like Amy's like their grunting sounds like from pre-recorded footage. They spliced that and threw it in there, which is kind of like, oh man, that hurt. That brought that like a genuine tear to my eye hearing
a little bit. Hearing JDF's voice, and the suit actor. So the second unit director, Noguchi-san, did a really, really awesome job in directing these suit actors, for so many reasons, on so many different levels. Pink Ranger specifically had very different movements between what they believed Kimberly moved like and what they believed Catherine moved like, including the dropping to their hands and knees during the death scene. The guy who did the Green Ranger very specifically did those big, wide JDF, super wide, hard stance karate, and it looked awesome. Looked fucking like dialed in. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so, it felt like this was a side of Power Rangers that we haven't seen in years. We've never. You don't think we've ever seen this level before?
No. No. We're going, and like I was gonna wait to talk about it, but we are going the way of Cobra Kai. 100%. 100%. Like with Cobra Kai ending, there is not a doubt in my mind that they are going to pick up that kid who plays Robbie and cast him as JJ fucking Oliver in the next one.
Tanner Buchanan, yeah.
Catherine was hammering that. She made sure that that was in there, because if you listen to what Catherine has said since the special, you know, she's like, we intentionally did not allude to whether Tommy and Kat are together or not. And I constantly, just, you know, through my dialogue talking about it.
Yeah.
So they left a lot of stuff there. Like, they're like, it's got to go that way. Like, they'd be fucking stupid not to at least not make another one. And, you know, I don't know. But then again, you never know. You know how this is.
Yeah. There's a lot of loose holes. There's a lot of room for sequels and a lot of room for this could have I personally think that this could have been the test pilot for a new series. And because, you know, Cosmic Fury's ending, they have, you know, and they're not doing they haven't announced any other adaptations, you know, what they could be.
Yeah, it feels like a backdoor pilot for a series like Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Down to the story, down to the action pacing, down to the way the dramatic stuff is shot. And even a lot of the approaches on the, like that opening shot with the drone of Billy with the opening thing right after the first morph.
Yeah.
That drone shot with the credits rolling, I'm like, this is like watching Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
This is exactly like watching Cobra Kai, except it's Rangers. And I've been saying that about Cobra Kai, like, wow, this is like watching a modern version of Power Rangers, since, you know, they had the fight at the fucking mall where all the kids kicking the shit out of each other at the mall. I was like, this is Power Rangers. Like,
yeah.
Why?
And like down to the fucking kids too. Like it was like Miguel was wearing red, Sam was wearing pink, Tori was wearing yellow. I'm like, dude, this is like such a Power Rangers illusion. Like, I think that I have a prediction that Hasbro is going to snatch up the Cobra Kai kids, except what's his face. Every kid who's left on Cobra Kai, Hasbro is going to snatch up. Like, hey, you want to come work for us? And then just.
You can play all new characters. You're going to play the kids of the Power Rangers.
Yeah. I mean,
typecast though, except we're going to do it right. And David Yost can be like, we're going to do it right. And we're going to actually fucking pay you.
Yeah. And he's going to be like, nuh-uh, we're not repeating the sins of our fathers.
No, as far as this special, it was everything that I could have really wanted. And that's where I agree with most of the people in the space. Even people that I don't normally agree with on a lot of stuff. Yeah. And that, you know, it was everything I could have wanted it to be. I thought it was tasteful. I thought that you know, as like, this was my first series, man. Like, I remember seeing the commercials when I was fucking 9 years old. And like, what the fuck? I don't know what it is yet, but I watch it. Right? So, and it stuck with me like for years. And my fucking wife loves it. All my best friends love it. Right? So, it's kind of like, what a beautiful thing to experience. The tribute to Tui was perfect.
I cried.
Yeah, the end stung me, dude. Like, right before the, you know, when we think that, you know, Min got and then we see all of the old archive footage of Tui in her eye.
Yeah.
Oh no. Zach,
I'm like that.
Zach, like,
I'm like, that's tasteful.
Zach's like, you want to say it? You want to say it? Go ahead, say it.
Yeah.
It was fun as hell. It really was.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like,
I'm so excited, dude. Like, and this opens up so many fucking doors for the fucking show. Like, so many fucking
sold out. Everything on Hasbro. I got friends at Fayetteville Comic-Con today, this weekend, and like, I saw some of the prices on the Power Lance, the Blue Ranger helmet, and the Power Daggers, and the
aftermarket's
and the Yellow Ranger Morpher. The prices are fucking insane.
This is a new era, man. This is a new fucking era.
Well, because I think Hasbro finally did what it wanted to do, which was rope in a whole new corral of casuals who might stick with this new brand. You know, and they were smart about it, whether we like it or not. Like, the figures suck most of the time. I'm sorry, but that's why. Yeah. That's why when this special came out, they had like the Redux, beautiful holographic box versions that finally fucking look. I fucking bought and sold more Lightning collections since that line started. But anyway,
I know. I was there with you.
I wanted to get fucking sold out or crazy expensive.
I mean, shit. I have now the aftermarket prices of legacy morphers are gonna go fucking through the roof.
I already got a couple of those. I just don't have them here.
Oh no, me too. I have the Tommy one too. Yeah, dude, I'm so excited though. This is like uncharted territory, and then we have fucking Cosmic Fury coming out too, and apparently Billy's supposed to be in that too.
So and I have to watch Dino Fury, which kind of I want, or do I? I know the Red Ranger now is an alien.
Yeah. It's
three out of the 6 Rangers are aliens.
Yeah. It's a quick season. It's a quick season. It's definitely it definitely is an improvement over things such as like Ninja Steel. I'll be 100% honest.
The kid who plays Zato is pretty good.
Yeah, he's Russell Curry. Yeah, he's really good, and he's about to become big after Cosmic Fury because me and you had this conversation a while back about him being the Zenith Ranger because that's going to be a lot of the kids' Tommies now. That's going to be like the new for the 5-6-year-olds. They didn't really know they're not going to know who Tommy is until they're older if they stick with the show. You know,
it's going to be the first one to come back across multiple seasons.
Exactly, and then they're like, oh, well, Zato's here
since JD.
Yeah,
and really come back, play a role in the.
Either
I even thought I was like, I wonder if they would even cherry pick certain members of this team, put them on the new Mighty Morphin team. But I was like, nah, 2 different lenses. It depends on guest spot from David Yost goes and what Cosmic Fury looks like, because I don't know. Should we expect what Dino Fury looked like, or should we expect something that's entirely new and original with some Sentai?
So and I think that a lot of the questions we have now are gonna be answered.
Because if he did, it's gonna look like what we just watched.
Yeah, and I think that's what potentially we're getting because I was reading something what Simon Bennett had said on Twitter. He said that Once and Always takes place before Dino Fury. So, and then here I can pull up the tweet on my phone. But it was essentially like Cosmic Fury takes place before, takes place after Once and Always. So we could be seeing Billy from the aftermath of Once and Always in Cosmic Fury, which is really.
You can do a time jump that way.
Yeah, and then also not to mention that leaves the door open for Min to come in too, and Min to interact with the newer team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about. I mean, I don't want to get too wrapped up in because I did that go into the special with a couple of things where I was like, they're going to reveal that Walter is. Eventually.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, so maybe he's not her dad.
Yeah.
But then again, you never know. He might actually be. They've never talked. They didn't bring it up.
Yeah. No, that's like one thing is like, and it very well could be that like Zach has never been the father. It was never really the father. And it's just, it's really just like, Zach is really taking in his best friend's daughter after she was killed. Like, out of, and that's what I think it was going towards. I think that, because she was raised around Zach. Zach was, big part of her childhood.
Yeah.
Billy too. So like it's more of like, okay, like Peter, I don't know, we're not going to use Marvel comparisons, but it's like going to stay with godparent after your parents your parents die or something when you're a kid.
I get that. Yeah. So I mean, either way, I like I said, I don't want to get ahead of myself about like, oh, what could
Yeah.
like,
Jerry Springer,
but
you're the father.
Right, you are not the father.
Yeah, Zach Taylor, you are not the father.
It's from Aquatar. What?
Bro, the fucking see, I want to see Aquatarians in this new fucking reboot.
Yeah, like I feel like in this lens, man, they could do a lot of cool shit with Aquatar. They could do really cool shit with the Astro Mega ship. They could explain why the Aquitians they call them Aquitians now.
Aquitians.
Why the Aquitians have those weird looking brainhead fish things. And they'd be like, oh, because they would need to update. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So maybe they could be like, oh, the reason we appeared to you guys that way is because we didn't want to scare the fuck out of you, because this is what we really look like.
Yeah. And I want those to be done right though. Like I want like there's so much things we can explore in like a potential reboot, or not. I wouldn't say a reboot, but continuation of the main MMPR expanded universe. I would say more
Lost Years with Billy. We could talk about. We talk about the fucking Phantom Ranger already. Can we just Phantom Ranger, because the Phantom Ranger was in the fucking machine. The Lightning Collection figure was there. Okay, maybe it's time we talk about the Phantom Ranger, because that was a big thing. Everybody thought it was Billy when we were kids, and we never found out.
Yeah, can we just? And that was the one. See, now that was the thing I was upset about. It was like we saw Billy after 30 fucking years, and we don't get any explanation to the Phantom Ranger. Like I was like,
had to have been where it started. It had to have been where it started, and I guarantee that Ruby. I made the connection the other day. Finally, it's the Ruby that was on top of the dumpster. Tie it in that way. Billy doing research to find Zordon. Get Zordon. Protect Zordon. Gotta do what we can to save Zordon. Zordon. He loves the dude.
Yeah.
And then fucking bring back Fielding, because it's time to see David Fielding come back and do this on a Netflix budget.
Man,
the voice to be done justice.
Oh man, and now, because the really good thing I like about the Power Rangers community too is because the con scene is relatively such a smaller niche now. Well, now it's going to expand because of this, kind of blow up because of the special. But when we go to cons, like they're really a close knit group of people. Like, and they're really close knit in the communities, close knit. The con circuit's such a close knit group. And connections happen. Like this could really, they really could bring back a lot of people for this, and for this level thing. Hexagon.
What they did with this writes itself. It writes itself, because and I gotta say, if they're gonna write something for this, listen, like y'all did an amazing job. Continue to listen to David, because he's got great input and worked as a consultant on it. Okay, but also listen to Catherine. Has some awesome ideas that would totally work. Okay. And she's going to want to bring Nakia on too.
Oh, yeah.
So have the first Ranger that they bring back to normal size on Aquatar be that yellow Zeo Ranger 2 figure. And have it be Nakia. And they send her home. Boom, she meets up with Kat. We get to meet JJ for the first time. And, maybe Nakia breaks the news as, well, they tried to bring Tommy back. But
yeah,
unfortunately. Like there's so many different ways that if they actually go in. But like I said, I get excited with the headcanon and the possibilities.
Yeah. I mean, and we're already, are we going to, and I'll be honest, so if we're going to, and Simon Bennett, and I'm going to make sure Simon Bennett watches this, but Simon, if you're listening to this, cast Von Cooper as TJ's son. We all know he's TJ's son.
He needs it, bro.
Bro, like Von, if Von Cooper could have a fucking on-screen scene with Selwyn Ward, a father-son scene, I think Tokusatsu Twitter would fucking collapse.
He's got a shipping container in his backyard filled with Lightning Collection Red Turbo figures. He bought.
Oh yeah.
He bought all.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we all know Von. Dude, we all know you bought the whole thing. We all know you bought all of them, dude. It's okay. That and the blue Space Ranger figures. So he has like a shipping container of like this of the blue Psycho and not Blue Psycho. Wow, Blue Space and Lightning.
Do you still have that that Leo and Psycho box set?
Yeah, I still have in my closet. I was like, that was a one set I'm not getting rid of because I actually I was like, that's a gift. I don't get rid of gifts. Like, you don't do that. I am. What?
That was a nice one too.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Sweet.
I love Psycho Red. And then like we can bring back the fucking Psychos, and then like.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's endless possibilities. I do want it to stay Mighty Morphin related, and that means that our central characters still have to be Billy, Min, Zach, Catherine,
and Rocky.
Rocco can come back every once in a while. He doesn't always need to be around, but Rocco is hands down the best ADR voice actor out of the entire lot. Every bit of dialogue that he did fit. The key eyes fit. And it was just like when you want to fight, you got one. Like it just lined up perfect.
Yeah.
I thought way better than most of them. Maybe it's just, you know, they got lucky and he was on fire with his take.
You know who came back as a consultant? Jackie Marchand. And she did work on so many, on a lot of the bigger other seasons like Time Force and SPD, all the good ones. She really did a lot of work on. So seeing her name on the credits was really fucking cool, and seeing her having input on this is really, really fucking cool. I want
to see Adam interact with you know Zach. Fucking doggies people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like bridge and like bring up Once a Ranger.
Like have them out there in the jungle, like being like, are those fucking dog people?
Yeah.
I'm not going down there. No, you go down.
No, and Johnny Bosch I know would come back in a heartbeat for it too. Like, I mean, he also works with Netflix. Johnny Bosch has his hands in fucking everything. Like, when he played Adam, he used his Ichigo voice, and I thought that was really funny.
Well, yeah, he used his Ichigo voice for Adam, which I thought was kind of jarring to me because his Adam voice, the closest thing that I've heard to his Adam voice in years is if you go check out this actually sweet video on YouTube. It's called The Immortal Red Fox, episode 1, English dub, and that's his Adam voice. That's my only critique, but I get that he was trying to do he's very stoic. He's almost kind of doing a Captain John Luke.
That's what he's trying to do. And
John Luke Picard. I don't watch Star Trek, but William Shatner.
Kirk. Yeah. He's trying. Johnny Bosch is trying to do his best Captain Kirk line, and then
Adam.
And so, yeah, and I want to see SPA. I want to see. And so someone on Twitter was like, okay. I think it was. I forgot who wrote it. It was someone wrote it and kind of gave a headcanon designation for each what Space Patrol meetings are. So Space Patrol Alpha is alien, or crisis management, disaster management kind of thing. Space Patrol Beta, I believe, is rescue, paramedics, that kind of stuff, like fire rescue and paramedics. Space Patrol Delta is obviously law enforcement. And I forgot what the other one was, but it was a pretty decent explanation on how those works, and obviously overall Space Patrol is an organization.
So the events take place 2 years from Once and Always.
Yeah.
2025, right? So it makes me want to go and watch SPD again, so I can like be like, okay, where do I see parallels?
That's fucking crazy because that's weird to think about, right? Like now we're 2 years away from 20 years from when SPD aired. That's like,
Yeah.
that's fucking insane, and like
they could write stuff to make it fit, you know. It's very the Bond method, that's for sure. Except now you're just using your own stuff.
Yeah. Man, like there's so much fucking endless possibilities here. I mean, and then I think just tokusatsu, and they're kind of like, bringing things around too, and like tokusatsu is just grown, and we're in a gold, we're kind of in that golden age right now. I think we're really in that. As I wouldn't say it's perfect, right? Because nothing's ever going to be perfect, right? There's so much other things we want, but for what we have right now, right? We have accessible toys from Japan, right? Collectibles, right? That's thriving, right? Marcus and his team do like an amazing job of bringing everything over for us at great prices. Because you remember back in the day, everything was on fucking eBay, and you're selling your soul to the devil for that shit, man.
Crazy.
Like selling your soul to the fucking devil, and then what do you say?
I said I have to stop buying.
Yeah, dude. That paying for is fucking. It's fucking brutal, dude. It's great, like that paying for option, because like you can break down your payments and you don't have to pay anything down. But then it's just like, oh man, fuck, I owe like $41 today, and it's like, but like it's all worth it though. I've gotten so much shit from him, and I'm gonna continue buying from him because he's like reputable. Like he does cons. Like I've gone to his table at cons. Like go over, and the way he operates at cons is so cool because he lets people like play with the toys. Like he'll have like demo versions out for people to like touch, interact with, which is super fucking cool. And I don't see a lot of other vendors doing that. Not to mention too that like just they're just a great business. They're family owned. Some good people to support.
Who am I kidding, man? Like I can say I need to stop buying toys. Like whatever.
Yeah, but like who are we kidding, dude? Next fucking.
Like when we hang, like we go and we fucking hunt down toys. Some of my nicest stuff from the last couple of years has been. Some of them were things you found.
Yeah, we were at the toy show, and we found that one. I forgot what that one thing was from, but like that was like you were.
Machine Man from way with the die-cast metal side.
Yeah,
and I think we found some stuff and some
at a Forgotten Toy Box, and like I saw a bunch of Gao Gai Gar stuff from there. I've got really good stuff from Forgotten Toy Box. I got my Black RX belt. I got my Digimorpher. Like I got like
you got to go
so much.
You got to go to that other place in St. Augustine before it goes out of business on the 29th. That's where I found the
Just Beyond.
No, the Just Beyond thing. Did I say? Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't watch that stuff. The robot's nice though.
Dude, that's a self joke again. So those are.
Check out my fucking page.
Dude, I'll post his Instagram in the fucking social in the comments. But, dude, like, toys are accessible, right? We have like a good majority of 90 Sentai streaming. We're getting Shin fucking Kamen Riders coming to America, dude. Like this is like a religious experience for the whole entire fandom. For the first time ever.
Everybody who likes stuff in this country gets to all go to church on the same night. It's sick.
Yes.
It's fucking sick.
It's really synagogue for me, but we're gonna go.
Like bikers call it going to church.
Oh yeah. Oh, true. Yes. Yeah.
So, whatever you believe.
Like it. We're obviously seeing it, but like dude, and then Shin Ultraman. We're getting Black RX fucking subbed on fucking deep Blu-ray. Like, where there's just so many things to be grateful for in this time as a Toku fan, and I don't think we do that enough. I don't think we're so focused on this is what we want, 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 right? But we don't take enough to kind of take it in and appreciate
the media.
Yeah, appreciate it now. Like, what the fuck do we have now? Like, we have so much good shit as a community,
and
I think
it takes so much effort to make, and for it to come over to us at all, because there's a calling for it. Should consider yourselves lucky. There's a handful of old heads making that happen who love this stuff as much as you. So
and I think it's and I think it's really important too. Like, for, I think as the younger streamers that come in, I think it's now our time to help introduce Tokusatsu to the younger generation and help and kind of bring people into it. And with Shin.
I mean, the people who are making the decision to go and put stuff like Spider in, and because they hear us on what see that we watch out fast, and they see that we go and we buy stuff from Dream. Like, they know it. Like, that's why we're talking about Once and Always. I'm excited for Kamen Rider, but this is a victory for American. Right?
Yeah.
This is a huge victory for Power Rangers.
Not 99% of Rotten Tomatoes says it all, man.
That's what I'm saying. Fucking watch that thing 6 times, and we will get more stuff like this. Hasbro, this is either the best thing you've ever done, or you shot yourself in the foot. You now said that.
Yeah,
you've said,
and they're really setting themselves up now. Now this is the time. Obviously, this is something that's way out of our control. I mean, we have to put as fans as well, but when it comes down to it, it's not our decision. But Hasbro has a big decision to make. They can continue investing in this brand and build up from what they started in Once and Always, and really make Power Rangers their own thing now. Because what they did with Once and Always is not doing what Haim Saban did. This is like a Hasbro thing they did, and
it was beautiful. It was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
So bottom line, final thoughts.
Yeah.
Give me more.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10,000. And that was like.
I gotta give it a 9.9. The only thing that there were like things that I would have changed, but they were such minor nitpicks that, like, I can't even, like, it was that good. I've watched this motherfucker 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, yeah, sure, acting wonky in certain spots. Yeah, sure. The model of the Megazord doesn't look like what we know, which is Daijujin, right?
Yes.
They tweaked the model, made it look more like Daijujin. It would be better. Everybody's gripe with the reason they don't like the CGI is not because it wasn't done well. It was done well, but it was done well with models that were slightly off. They were just slightly. If it looked more like Daijujin and moved with slightly unnatural human movement, and did the same exact thing. Like, but all in all, Walter, David, Charlie, you feel the fucking. Barbara Goodson, you gave my wife and I fucking chills, absolutely chills through my spine the first time we heard that laugh again. And I'm gonna put this in a video for my Patreon page. See our react to some key moments, like my going, what the? Why would he say, tell her mom drowned? Because that was Zach's first go-to. He's like, fuck it, nope, we're not telling her. We're not telling her shit. But I make jokes, but all in all, just such a beautiful, beautiful piece in the tribute to Tweak and JF at the end, and something really, really great for fans. So
Yeah.
give us
Yeah.
more. Give us more.
More. Simon, I'm gonna make sure Simon Bennett gets tagged in this, but
More. Together we are more, right?
more. Yeah. Together we are more. Exactly. Fucking exactly. Well, listen, Matt, dude, it's been a fucking pleasure.
I love you.
We're gonna have you on. I'm gonna have you on as like come on whenever you want. You know,
Right.
just I'm gonna text away. Guys, thank you for
watch something weird and then get together and talk about it. I know we both love Guyver. We both love all sorts of stuff. So I would love to, man.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun, bro. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, of course. And guys, again, make sure you support Now Combo. Go buy this shirt. Pre-orders dropping soon. Make sure you follow Al on Twitter. Make sure you support the Immortal Red Fox. He has a lot of shit coming for you. A lot of really cool shit. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled. Support Indie Toku. Support Al. Support the community. Make sure to hit that sub button, guys. I will. Until next time. May the power fucking protect you.